Okay, now so far we've seen how we can import modules into a Python script. But where do these modules come from? Where does Python search in order to know if a module exists? Well, while importing a module, Python actually looks in several places. Firstly, the interpreter will first look for a built-in module. If the built-in module exists, then Python will allow you to import it accordingly. And math is one of these modules. Now, if a module is not built in, Python then looks into a list of directories defined in sys.path. So let me explain what that means. Now, I've come online and I've found a module that's of interest to me. Strawberry. It says Strawberry is a new GraphQL library for Python 3 inspired by data classes. And this sounds interesting. I want to play around with this. So let me go back to Jupyter Notebooks and import Strawberry. Now you can see that when I run this, I get a module not found error. It says no module named Strawberry. But when I import our own adder function, or math, or pandas, which is another library, you can see that I don't run into any error. Why is this? Well, Python is trying to search for the respective folder structure in order to import that specific module. Now, the reason import adder works is because Python will first of all search in the current directory. And we know the current directory is in my Python/modules and packages folder, as can be seen here. Now, if we're trying to install a module that doesn't exist in our current directory, Python will then search Python path, which is an environment variable with a list of directories. And the way we can see what this list of directories is by first of all importing sys, which is sys, and then we can search in sys.path. When I run this code, you can see it brings back a list of directories, with the first one being our current directory, which is Python/modules and packages, and this is where our adder module sits. But Python is then searching in all of the following directories to see if it can find something called Strawberry. And because it doesn't exist in any of these, we run into a module not found error. Now, sys.path is just simply a list, so we can add and modify this list to add our own path. So if we downloaded the module and then placed this module in a separate folder location and then included the path to that location in this sys.path list, we would then have access to it. Now, if you wanted to find out where your module sits in terms of directory, for example, let's say I wanted to see where the pandas module is located. I'm able to put pandas, then place a dot, and then access the dunder path dunder attribute. When I do this, I can see that the pandas package actually sits in Anaconda 3, then the lib folder, then site packages, and in this location, I'll be able to find the pandas module. And if I go into the pandas module, you can see that it's made up of many folders and Python files, and we're going to explore how we can create our own package in a subsequent video. So remember, if you run into a module not found error, it's because Python cannot find the folder where the respective Python files sit in order to import it into your script. Take a look at sys.path to ensure that the directory where the module sits is included in that list. Furthermore, make sure that the module itself is included in one of these directories. If it is, the chances are Python will be able to find it.